Now when it comes to Milan, a big decision hangs by the threads, and Allegri needs to make his mind up. Who will be Allegri's new nine? Who will be Milan's new nine? A player with the responsibility to put the ball into the back of the net on a consistent basis. Who does Allegri trust the most? Now the one thing we know is Milan got cash, and that cash is ready to be spent. Malik Chow has just left for Newcastle for 40 million. So Allegri, who is your new nine? Who do you really want? Milan fans, who do you really want? Option 1, Santi Giménez. The Mexican striker signed in January that's just put the ball into the back of the net against Leeds in a preseason match. Maybe, just maybe, invest that time and energy into the young Mexican striker. Option 2, Rasmus Højlund, a new name on the block. A player that hasn't worked out at Manchester United, but maybe, just maybe, Allegri can be the person to revive him. And option 3, Dusan Vlahovic, a trusty soldier from his time at Juve that Allegri knows well. Milan fans, pick one out of the three. That's the $1 million question. Rasmus Højlund, Dusan Vlahovic, Santi Giménez. How are we going to do this? I feel like I want to dedicate like 2-3 minutes to every single player and just talk about their profile and how, in my opinion, maybe they can fit into Allegri's system, maybe they can't. So let's try to dedicate 2 to 3 minutes, okay? Let's start off with the new name on the chopping board, Rasmus Højlund. Now, it's being reported that, 1, he needs convincing to come to Milan, which in my opinion is crazy. 2, it's also being reported that he's turned down the opportunity to come to Milan because he wants to stay at Manchester United and fight for his position. It's also being reported that Iglitare stayed in London to try and convince him after the Chelsea game. I don't know what's going on, but the one thing that I do know is that Manchester United have made it crystal clear to Rasmus Højlund, which is, you are not part of our project. We would very much like it if you were to go on loan, get that necessary experience, and then come back as a more refined, a more developed product, a more developed striker. Now, having said all of that, is Milan the team to develop somebody like Højlund? As Milan fans, do you want yourself a striker that you now need to develop? You now need to grow. Now, when it comes to players that need further developing, you need to expect one thing. They're going to be inconsistent. They're going to be frustrating. There's a lot to teach them. And at times, they're going to let you down. Why? Because they're underexperienced. They're underdeveloped. He spent 2 years at Manchester United. There's been minimal growth, if that. And to be completely honest with you guys, he's been a catastrophic signing. Does he fit into Allegri's system? Having watched every single Milan game during the preseason, I don't get it. Like, I understand that I'm just a YouTuber, but I keep sitting down and I'm like, if this is how you want to play, and I'm seeing consistency in the shape on the ball, the shape of the ball, which players are flourishing in which different way, I keep sitting down telling myself, the perfect striker for this team is Moise Kean. And if it's not Moise Kean, it's a profile similar to Moise Kean's. Vlahovic is the complete opposite. Højlund is the complete opposite. Santi Giménez is the complete opposite. All three of them have one thing in common. When it comes to playing with their back to goal, being that striker that connects play, the one that like drops deep, creates those central overloads, and then allows somebody else to run inwards. Vlahovic, we've all seen it at Juventus. He can't play with his back to goal. He doesn't have that upper body strength. He doesn't have that technical ability in congested areas. Rasmus Højlund most definitely doesn't have it. Santi Giménez, he's been tested in a Milan top. He's not really the best at it. But out of the three of them, it leaves me thinking. It really, really, really leaves me thinking, because I'm thinking, Allegri, what do you want? What type of striker do you really want? From looking at the names, it's really looking like Allegri just wants himself a goal-scoring number 9. And this is where, once again, it baffles me. Because I look at somebody like Dusan Vlahovic, and look, maybe there's some bias behind my opinion when it comes to Dusan Vlahovic. He's had a shocking 12, 18 months in this area. But I feel like a player like him, you don't lose it. Like, I'm being complete, you don't lose it. What Vlahovic was doing in a Fiorentina top, you don't lose it. I just think it's now reached that stage in his career where he knows he's not trusted at Juventus. He doesn't have that fight in him to climb back up the mountain, even though some players have. And I feel like he's more than happy to leave and he's just waiting for the right time. But the problem is, there's now money on the line. It's not as if Vlahovic had 3 more years left on his deal and he was like, listen, for the sake of my next future 3 years, I'm going to leave. In Vlahovic's eyes, I'm 25, 26, stick around for 12 more months, put 12 million in my pocket, and then I get to leave as a free agent and sign for any club in the world with that signing on bonus. And that should be a massive red flag for any team looking at him. And I feel like teams are also using that to their own advantage. If you know an asset is one, unwanted at their club, Juventus don't want him. 2, he doesn't really want to stay besides for financial reasons. 3, the closer the window approaches an end, the more desperate Juventus become to let him go. It's one of those ones where I wouldn't be surprised if I see Dusan Vlahovic leave in the final week of the summer transfer window for a cut price because Juventus just want to get rid of him. Maybe, just maybe, that's Milan's plan. Maybe, just maybe, that's what their plan is. But as a profile, like, he is a goal scorer, but you're taking a massive gamble. Can you revive him? Can you take him back to the Dusan Vlahovic, Fiorentina, Vincenzo Italiano? Can you take him back to that striker? I don't know if it works in this Milan system. I really don't know. Rasmus Højlund, he's just not good. I'm like, to be completely honest, can't connect play, technically very inconsistent, let alone limited. In the final third, he needs so much improving. Very poor movement, very one-footed, doesn't know how to utilize his body, has no upper body strength. Like, he is genuinely a guy where when I saw the links with Milan, I was like, Milan, what is going on? What is going on? Like, here's the difference, yeah? I like to use the term body of work, okay? When you look at Vlahovic, there is some credibility behind his name. What is the credibility when it comes to Vlahovic, Fiorentina? First 18 months at Juventus. He's got credibility. He's got that credit in the bank based off what he done 2, 3, 4 years ago. Yes, it was a long time ago, but there's credibility. Vlahovic has shown throughout his career, I can be a reliable goal scorer. It's just nobody truly knows what's happened in the past 18 months. When I look at somebody like Rasmus Højlund, there is no credibility. He hasn't shown he can do it at Manchester United 2 years in a row. He didn't really tear the place apart under Gasperini at Atalanta. He is the biggest gamble. Like, if I had to rank the 3, Rasmus Højlund for me is the biggest gamble. Secondly, I would probably put Dusan Vlahovic. And number 1, the person who I feel like Milan should just move forward with is Santi Jimenez. I don't really know what is going on. Like, I saw a report the other day which said if Milan were to bring in Vlahovic and Rasmus Højlund, Santi Jimenez must go. I saw it on the internet. Santi Jimenez, for me, yes, there's limitations in terms of his hold-up play, but there's also limitations in Dusan Vlahovic's link-up play. There's limitations in Rasmus Højlund's link-up play. But Santi Jimenez, for me, even last season, he scored goals. Like, Santi Jimenez was one of those strikers. Give him an opportunity, he scores. Yes, is he amazing at linking play? No, not really. Is he amazing at running the channels, dropping deep, showcasing some technical ability? No, not really. But in my opinion, that's all a bonus. The way I look at strikers is, a striker's bread and butter, your primary purpose on the football pitch is to put the ball into the back of the net on a consistent of basis. When the opportunity presents itself, be that clinical, prolific number 9. If you can also drop deep, connect play, connect the dots, hold up the ball, drift out wide, interchange with your teammates, playmaking the final third. If you can do this, it's all a bonus. And those are the complete 9s. Like, for example, somebody like Karim Benzema, he can score you goals. He can drop deep. He is the complete 9, in my opinion. I feel like it's unfair to look at Santi Jimenez and say, you're being demoted to the bench or you're being sold because we want ourselves a complete 9. If Milan were on the market for a complete 9, I'd understand Santi Jimenez not being part of the picture. Vlahovic is not the complete 9. Højlund is not even I can't even say the word complete. He's not even 9. He isn't the case. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, why not pump your time and energy into the trusty number 9 that you signed in January? He was in and out of the team, chopping and changing the managers. He had himself some injuries. Let's be real. Last year, Milan, it was one of the worst Milan teams in terms of performances. It doesn't make settling in for a new recruit easy. It makes it, if anything, very, very, very difficult. Now, Allegri, a steady ship, a consistent play style, players, an improvement in midfield. I think Santi Jimenez is going to have a very good season. But having said that, Milan still need themselves a backup off the bench. But I genuinely don't know what the future holds because it's become crystal clear. They want themselves another striker. The Rasmus Højlund one, stay away. Like, I can't say anything positive about Rasmus Højlund. I can't even turn around and tell you guys, you know what? He's been unsuccessful, but he is a prospect. There is a lot of potential. I really don't. I really, really, really don't think so. I just think Milan are looking at him because he's available and Manchester United, similar to Juventus, are desperate to let him go. If you had to sign one out of the 2 to compete with Santi Jimenez, Dusan Vlahovic. 1 out of the 2 to compete with Santi Jimenez, Dusan Vlahovic. There's credibility. There's credit in the bank. Yes, it's a massive gamble. Vlahovic for a cut price can easily be the signing of the summer. If you somehow manage to get him back to his Fiorentina days, to his early Juventus days, and maybe just maybe a change of environment is all he needs. But at the same time, maybe just maybe it isn't. Maybe he's just ass. Like, I'll be real. Like, maybe he's just not that guy anymore. But you've signed him for a cut price deal. You can always then move him on. Højlund, what is it? 6 million loan fee with a 45 million obligation to buy? Stay away. Stay away. But listen, as the video started, it said, who do you guys truly want? Now, if you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on another one.